Hi, welcome back to my channel. So I know I haven't uploaded in a while, and that's because I actually gave birth a little over a week and a half ago. And basically this is just a little synopsis of what happened and my labor and delivery, how it went, and all that good stuff, and how I'm doing now. So I hope you enjoy. Okay, so before I get started, make sure you like, subscribe, and I should hopefully have more videos coming soon. I just getting into the hang of being a mom and learning a sleep schedule and all that good stuff has been a little difficult. But we are doing pretty good. We are in quarantine. We're staying home basically, doing what we can. So let's see. My labor and delivery was a little bit more on the traumatic side for myself. I was in labor for, let's see, about 19 and a half hours before I ended up needing an emergency C-section for baby girl to come out. So for the first 13 and a half hours, I was no epidural, no nothing. I basically was like, my body's just gonna do its thing, it's gonna be great. And then the contractions got harder because I was on what's it called, Pitocin, because my water had broken that morning. So 7:30 a.m. water broke, and basically I was not dilating whatsoever. So they gave me Pitocin, and 13 and a half hours in, I was in so much pain. I was crying. I could not do it. I lasted as long as I could. And I was just like, you know what? It is what it is. Let's get this epidural. So I got an epidural, and that helped a lot. I did not feel like bad at all. My only thing is, before I got the epidural, I had been 2 centimeters, and then I went to 3 centimeters, and then 5. And the only reason why I decided to get an epidural is because I dropped down from 5 centimeters to 3 again, which made no sense to me. So I basically was like, yeah, I need it if I'm not going to be dilating like I should, and if this is going to be longer than the 20 hours, because at the 24-hour mark, I would have had to have a C-section if I did not get her out because of my water breaking. They don't want her in there after the 24 hours. So we basically were like, all right, I got my C-section, not my C-section, I got my epidural, and then they kept checking me, and I was not dilating past the 3, so they were like, your oxygen levels are dropping, and so are babies. Both your heart rates are dropping, so we need to get you guys into surgery immediately to get baby out. So that was basically what happened. They came in, they numbed me again. I freaked out. I was crying because I never wanted a C-section, but I wanted what was best for my baby and what was best for me. So we got all that. Luckily, my husband was there for me during the C-section, so he was allowed at the hospital, which was great. We went into the OR, and when we got in there, I was hyperventilating. Like, I couldn't feel anything below my chest. So I was hyperventilating. I was freaking out. My husband kept telling me, you need to get your heart rate under control. Like, he was trying to calm me down and everything, and then I ended up throwing up, and it got all in my hair, and it was so disgusting. But it was because they made me take this, it's like supposed to calm your stomach acid. It's a shot of some medicine or something. But it was so disgusting. It's like sweet tarts on crack, and it was disgusting. So I threw that up, and then he helped to calm me down. And then baby girl did not want to come out that way either. She didn't want to come out either way. So they had to use like a suction to help get her out. But once they got her out, she was screaming, she was crying, she was great. She's honestly perfect, and I really am happy that we went the route of the C-section, just because I know she's healthy and there were no complications with her. Her breathing was great, her hearing's perfect. She's absolutely a dream. My one advice to some of you moms out there or pregnant ladies, don't get your membranes wiped. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. unless you're dilated to like a 6 or a 7 when you go into your doctor. No, not even that, because they'll admit you to the ER, to the maternity ward. If you're dilated to like a 5 or a 4, sure, why not? But don't do it if you're less than that. I was 1 centimeter dilated the day before I went into labor. And my doctor's like, all right, we'll just do a membrane swipe. Everything will be great. Wrong. So wrong. So they did the membrane swipe. It didn't hurt at all. But by 7:30 a.m. the next morning, I was in labor. My body and like down there were on 2 separate pages. Membrane swipe was gone, my water had broken, but I was not dilating because my body was not ready for me to give birth. So honestly, my husband told me, he's like, next time just we'll do the natural route. We'll wait until baby's ready to come. If it ends up needing another C-section, it is what it is. If I can go natural, great. But for now, we are very grateful that we have baby girl. I'm very grateful because I know a lot of hospitals are not allowing for birth partners or anyone to be there. So our hospital was like, you only get 1 visitor. Once that visitor is gone, you can't have nobody else. And then I think within like 3 hours of actually having the C-section, I was up and trying to walk because I was like, I'm not sitting in that bed any longer. So I got the catheter taken out. And then they wanted to make sure I was like going to the bathroom on my own and all that. So I had to call the nurse twice to make sure. And I was walking around. I got my IV taken out. I was like, I'm feeling a lot better. They put me on antibiotics to make sure the scar was healing, the incision area was healing. Everything was great. Like, I was bleeding the way I was supposed to. Baby girl was good. And then we had a jaundice scare because I'm a different blood type than her. So they tested her for that, and she's all cleared. We ended up staying an extra day because of that. But by the following day, they're like, yeah, she's clear, so you guys can go home. And we were so happy. I actually cried a lot. I was very emotional because I did not like being in the hospital during this time. It was very scary. We couldn't leave the room. We actually, for the first day, we didn't have to wear masks. The second day, both of us had to wear a mask around baby girl, and which made no sense because, I mean, we've been in the room with her, like, but anyways. So it was just, it's a lot, and it was slightly overwhelming, but we got through it, and we came out stronger. The day we left, we were so happy and so pumped, and then we got home. And basically, now that we're home, I am a little over a week and a half postpartum, and I'm doing phenomenal. I feel great. I feel tired, of course, and exhausted, and so does he. But he's back to work, and, he's only doing part-time right now, so it's actually pretty nice to have him home early and for us to be able to get things together and for me to be able to be able to nap. We don't do the whole sleep when baby sleeps because that just don't work because she doesn't sleep. When she does sleep, it's not long enough for us to get to sleep without waking up super tired. So basically, we just sleep in shifts, like 6-7 hour shifts. He goes to work, and then he gets home. I take a nap, and then he goes to bed around like 8:30-ish. And then he wakes up before he has to go to work, like a couple hours before, so I can go sleep for a couple more hours. And then we basically just rotate that way. And it works out great. She's feeding great, and honestly, being a mother, being parents has been such a blessing, and I only want one more. Like, after that, no more. But she has been a dream. My husband has been absolutely amazing with everything. He is such an amazing father, and one thing that I do want to give advice for new parents, in the hospital, when they tell you to sleep before, like, try to get some rest before baby comes, get some rest. Just sleep, because you ain't going to be sleeping too much after that. Make sure you are open to anything other than your birth plan. So if you want to go all natural, like I did, and you plan on pushing and all that, make sure you are okay with possibly having a C-section, possibly getting an epidural, like doing what you have to do. I know that if I hadn't gotten my epidural, they basically would have put me under because they didn't want to take a chance of anything. So just be open, be willing to have your plans change, because that's exactly what happened to mine. And because we are in the whole pandemic of the coronavirus or all that stuff, just make sure that you, how do I say this? Make sure you have a positive person in there with you, because my husband was very helpful in keeping me calm and all that good stuff. So yeah, but basically that was my little birth experience. It was great. The hospital did amazing. The nurses were amazing. It was just a little traumatic. And also the whole not being able to leave the room and all the pandemic and everything and being scared of her being around people. But yeah, so we made it. And the next video will be up next Wednesday. So I hope you enjoyed this. And stay blessed, stay safe, wear your masks. Don't go out unless you absolutely have to. And yeah, bye.